Hello, today I'm going to be doing an interview with Ryan Smith.
Hi guys.
Today we're at PFI doing some driver coaching. Hopefully we can improve on a 104 something, 3 I think.
104.2.
104.2. We'll get on to the questions. Ryan, where did you first start racing?
In 2014 I started racing at Brands Hatch in Kent, and when I first started I didn't even know what gear to be on the start.
Also, what made you love racing?
Well, it's funny really because I don't come from a racing background, but my father used to run a team in the 80s and 90s, and I used to go as a child, and for many years I never went to truck racing. And then my brother rang me one day and says, I'm at Brands Hatch watching truck racing. I went, truck racing? 2 days later I owned a truck.
That's cool. What's your worst ever crash or crashes?
Don't really think I've had any big crashes. I think there was one that at Thruxton which happened where it was in wet conditions and I was driving somebody else's truck, so I didn't know the braking balance on it, and I was actually P2 in qualifying, and my race engineer came on the radio and said, you P2, and I just tried to nick 3-4 meters on the brakes and the rest was history. I was in the barrier, but not really, shouldn't really touch wood, but not really had many big crashes, but yeah, always on the edge.
I remember mine. It was at Bayford.
What happened?
I went round the outside of somebody on the first corner because they were spun and they just moved back across. So I went long ways into the barrier about 50 miles an hour.
Wow.
Sideways, got whiplash.
And I think the most important thing from that, Dex, is that you don't let it stay in your mind. I mean, it's funny you should say that because after that crash, I think you're wary at that point on the circuit, but I think to be successful, you've got to try and forget about it and reset and pretend it never existed. And I think that's how you move on from it, to be honest.
Why did you do truck racing over everything else?
I think, like I said, that my father used to run a team, and I've got fond memories of being going as a child, and I did drifting, and I was fighting for the ODC championship, and 2 judges was judging it, and I'd got a fuel pressure problem with the car. You go in 2 runs, and I thought I won the run, and I thought, do I want to be in a sport where there's a judge of fact like that? So I wanted to go more onto track and swap to track, and the rest is history. 6 times current champions.
Did you ever do sim racing?
I have done early on. I have done sim racing. For me, sim racing is good when you're racing other people. Do I think it's amazing for track experience? I don't, personally. Although we are very quick on sim. I don't think you can beat the real thing unless you spend like what the F1 teams spend in kinds of, systems that they run more real life. But it's good for people that want the experience and learn lines and learn circuits and stuff. There's the technology out there and programs that they run on these and the gaming cards now and stuff. So for some people it'll be beneficial. I don't think for everyone it'll be beneficial, but it's sure a cheaper option and a lot more cheaper track time on the sim. So yeah, for me, no. For other people, maybe.
Do you remember your first trophy?
I do remember my first trophy. I don't think you can ever forget that. We've won a few since the first one, but the first one's special. But I think it's more not the first trophy. I think it's more the first championship. The first championship that I won, I'll never ever replicate that feeling. I don't think. I think it's a feeling that it is why people race. I understand the addiction, and I understand the adrenaline, and the, you know, winning the first championship is an incredible feeling.
Yeah, I agree with you. First in the championship at Brentwood, so if you've got a target on your back, I'll just go quicker.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what it is, learning. You're 10 years old, you've got plenty of time to learn and develop. It's like today. I mean, let's switch this around a little bit. Let's ask you some questions. What's your feeling from today?
Definitely learnt quite a lot.
But it's a lot to take in, isn't it?
Yeah, especially on the last corner. Not the last corner, but the tight right going into the left. That's the trickiest bit for me. I find this track phenomenal. It's really quick.
Well, I think for 10 years old, I think you've got an amazing future. I think you're a very talented driver. I think you're very aggressive. I think you're very brave on the brakes. I don't know where this video is going to go, so I don't want to go into too many tactical details, but I think we can find some strong time for you. I think you've got a bright future. I think you've got a personality that's someone who's very competitive like me. Probably get a bit mardy when it don't go your own way like me. I think most racing drivers are like that. But I think you're fast. I think your raw talent's fast. I think you're a rough diamond. I think you need polishing, and when you're polished, you'll be a serious contender.
And one of my favourite ones is, what cars do you drive on public roads?
Well, as you can see, I've got a Transit R181 because I have dogs as well, so I have this for the daytime, and then in our personal car is like an Audi RS7. I hope it's got a certain ring to it. RS7, Ryan Smith, 7 times champion. You think of it like that. I always have a nice car, because when we want to go out as a family, I think we should always have a nice car. So yeah, RS7 at the moment, but I do get bored and I do change a bit, so who knows what the next thing will be.
And what is your go-to meal in, like, drinks and stuff like that?
Steak, roast potatoes, Greek salad, you know, maybe.
What drink?
My favourite drink, Southern Comfort and Coke. But I think you've got a few years yet before you find out about that kind of drink. But soft drink is obviously water. I drink a lot of water. It's good for your body. You know, I like the taste of water, and I'm not a big fan of fizzy pop, so food portion's a problem, but water's good for you.
I mean, my favourite food is fillet with dolphin-wise potatoes with peppercorn sauce on the side, so you know where I'm going in life.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, you know, people like yourself at 10 years old, you're quite tall for 10, so you're quite heavy, which is a disadvantage. And I don't think people see the work that you put in behind the scenes with trying to keep the weight down and want to eat what you want. You're 10, so you want to eat what you want and stuff, so it's also difficult. Same as me. Some of my partners, meaning sponsors, they want me to look better, but I like food, and if I eat a lot of food, and the portion size is... But I'm lucky because we've got a 5-ton truck, so 50 kilo being a 30 kilo overweight is probably not going to hurt us as much as your go-kart.
Whereas in karts,
yeah,
1 kilo is a tenth.
1 horsepower, 1 kilo is crazy. But like I say, with you, early development stages, you're very willing to learn, you're very polite, you know what you want. I think we should say this on interview, really, that when we've come here today, although we didn't chase a lap time, we chased some different direction things with asking you to do different things, and you was able to do them. You can only teach someone if the person's like a sponge and who can absorb and learn it, and I think your dad plays a big role in it. He's a good guy, he's very passionate for you, wants the best for you, and I know your mum's behind you as well, so your support line's good, and I think you've got a bright future, and you've got to enjoy it as well. Make sure you enjoy racing, and make sure, even if you finish last or third or first, that you come off with a smile on your face, because, you know, everybody, without a last place is no first place, and kids your age should enjoy it and not take it too serious, because later on in life it'll become serious.
This may be a weird question, but what's your favourite colours mixed together? And like, say, mine is green and black. What's yours?
Mine's actually like Dago, like what you've got on. So any Illuminous is like my
like
favourite.
Bright orange,
bright,
like that car.
Yeah, like that, bright colours mixed in with a patch of black. So pretty similar to your colours, really. But yeah, that was a random question, Dex.
Yeah. That's the interview finished. I will see you on YouTube. Bye bye.